Unfortunately, most of us think that comfort is the goal of life, physical comfort, like if I had this house and this partner and this food and this location and this vacation and this, and this, then everything would be great. And what we know is that people who seem to have everything are happy. Often people who have very little are happier. But what it makes the difference? In my view, what makes the difference is our relationship to suffering itself. There's a saying in India, what do you want to do? Cover the whole earth with leather, or do you want to put leather on your feet and then walk the earth? Like putting leather on our feet, basically learning how to relate to suffering, learning how to relate to rocks and pebbles and stones and glass on the way, is actually a better plan, because we can't control life, but we can control our relationship to life, And what that means ultimately is control our relationship to the suffering in life. We can actually learn to transform suffering. One of the most amazing things, since our conversation, Delita, is about compassion, one of the most amazing things to me, which, even though I've known this for a long time, it still surprises me over and over again, is that compassion is alchemy. Alchemy is like this magical science that can turn iron into gold. But when we wrap suffering in compassion, our own suffering or the suffering of others, it really changes. It really, really changes. Compassion is a positive emotion. Positive emotions mean it makes us energetic and it makes us happy. That's positive. Compassion is like that. Compassion is mostly love. It's love plus suffering, but it's mostly love. And when we meet suffering with compassion, that lump of suffering actually wrapped in compassion actually feels positive. It feels bittersweet, but definitely sweet. It's like dark chocolate, it's bittersweet. It's actually different. That doesn't mean that there aren't terrible things that feel terrible in the beginning, terrible in the middle, and terrible in the end. But what it means is that when we are able to really hold and wrap that thing in compassion, it changes. And when we're in the midst of suffering, we can't imagine this is true. But when we do it, or when we get it, when other people come into our lives and just give us the compassion that we need, our suffering is so much easier, So even though I've been in this field of compassion for so long, I continue to this day to be amazed at the alchemy of compassion, how it can actually transform the experience of suffering into something good.